have been told and warned numerous times. Are you altering course back to Eden Cordova? No, he's making a run for it.
Pong Su, if you do not stop your vessel or alter course, we will stop your vessel, or the Australian government will stop your vessel using any method available.
We were tasked to follow the ship and to cover it. Meantime, the people back in headquarters were getting the people most skilled and best equipped to do the actual takeout of the vessel.
Motor vessel Pong Su, this is Australian warship. Rig your pilot ladder starboard side now.
You know, at the present now, my crew members now sleeping now, so waiting some moment.
No, sir. Please wake them up. I intend to board you. Over.
The HMAS Stewart was sent from Sydney to intercept the Pong Su. Once it made contact with the Pong Su, it sent a helicopter where SAS soldiers boarded the ship and made it safe for the AFP to go on board. It now became another crime scene for us to search, to try and link the evidence on board the Pong Su with the rest of the evidence we'd seized during the investigation.
Okay, the time is 11:52 on Sunday the 20th of April 2003.
The thorough search of the ship showed us that it was most probably a smuggling ship for the purpose of actually moving narcotics in and around the world. Water tanks on the ship had been converted to fuel tanks, basically giving the ship a greater capacity to travel without stopping to take on fuel. A huge amount of food had been found on the ship, also allowing the crew to survive for some time without going to port. The reason for this would be obvious. By not having to go to port, especially in Australia, they wouldn't come to the attention of authorities that may be wanting to check the ship.
A systematic search began this morning. Every room, cupboard and panel. Specialised X-ray and chemical equipment taken aboard. Even the ship's filter and vents were checked.
We were given a running shoe from the beach near the dead body, which had a number of paint stains on it, and we were asked if there was any possibility that we could match paint from the shoe with any paint found on the Pong Su.
Paint samples and scrapings from the deck of the ship were analysed and compared.
We were able to match a number of features of the paint, not conclusively, not 100%, but very, very likely that the paint on the shoe was the same as found on the deck of the Pong Su.
When the dead person was found, he wasn't wearing shoes.
So the links between the dead man, Wong, the ship and the shore party continued to grow.
But we still had the problem of the missing narcotics that we believe Mr. Lamb was in possession of at some stage.
We had to find it. It was imperative that that drug be discovered before someone else got their hands on it. The night the drugs came ashore and were handed over to the shore party, Teng and Lee headed back to Lorne to their hotel. Lamb had headed in the opposite direction. Our surveillance operative attempted to follow Lamb, however he was using what's known as anti-surveillance measures.
As a result, the agents dropped off Lamb, but they knew the direction he had travelled. Now, an extensive search along a 25-kilometre stretch of road and bushland was being undertaken.
It took a few days, but eventually we won. We found the drugs in a small trench covered in leaves and other trees. It was obvious that these were the narcotics that originally came ashore with the Pong Su. They had the same wrapping, the same blue tarpaulin, the fish nets, and the black rubber banding to hold it all together.
To see those drugs we found and seized was pretty gratifying. It was very, very satisfying to take possession of it and take it out of circulation.
The raid on board the Pong Su followed the seizure of 50 kilograms of heroin off Victoria's southwest coast. Another 75 kilograms of the drug was discovered hidden in bushes, a total street value of $164 million. The ship's captain, chief mate and chief engineer were today ordered to stand trial after a magistrate found they were in a position to assist in the drug run. A crew member who allegedly brought the heroin to shore and 3 others accused of collecting it will also stand trial.
Teng, Lee and Lamb all pleaded guilty to aiding and abetting the importation of a commercial quantity of heroin. Ta Song Wong pleaded guilty to its importation. But a jury found the captain and his 2 senior staff not guilty.
Regardless of who surrounding that narcotic importation is convicted, at the end of the day you have to be happy with the fact that we achieved what we wanted to achieve, and that was to stop the narcotics reaching the community.
If you look at the figures in 1999 of how many people a year were dying from heroin, it was up to about 1,200 people a year. And now it's back down to around 300 people a year. So we have made a difference.
The 4,000-tonne vessel was towed out to sea about 140 kilometres off the New South Wales south coast. An F-111 jet fighter lined up the vessel and bombed it.
That syndicate won't be doing that again. That ship won't be doing it again. It's at the bottom of the ocean. So the results were very good. I think it did send a very strong message right around the world that Australia won't put up with this.